All right, we are live. What's up? What's
Hey,
up?
hey, girl. So excited to be doing this
Yay!
with you.
I know I've missed you. Maria and we are live. Maria Williams and I, we're coming live today. We're in BNI together and we've been missing each other because we've been having to take our meetings. Well, we're on spring break, I guess, right now. And
Yeah, we were. Yes.
I guess we're practicing up for our virtual meetings that we're going to be having soon.
That'll be fun to do and different. You got to
That's
think out of the
right.
box in these times. We got to be creative.
That's right. So we're taking our one-to-one virtual and letting you guys listen in
What we
on it,
do.
right? We're
Yeah,
going
see
to
what
talk
we
to
do
you
when we have
about
a one-on-one.
right. And we wanted to talk about network marketing and like how we got started and what it's doing for us like right now. The world is looking at more and more options to work from home and we've been blessed to be doing this for, Maria 10 years now, right? And I've been
Yes.
doing it about 7. So we just wanted to come live and talk about it with you guys because we're in 2 different companies and we feel that we just, had some value to bring to you guys today. So Maria, I'm going to let you get started and tell us, how you got started in all of this. And you were in it when the economy took a tank.
Yeah, absolutely. It was 2008 to 2009, like the worst economy recession that we had seen. And I was in human resources. I had been in that for about 20 some years in the manufacturing industry. My husband was in the insurance industry, workers' comp insurance, worked in Boston, Massachusetts, thus the accent. And one day, boss walked in and it was all gone, right? I mean, just, hey, we got to restructure. We got to eliminate, departments. So that day, thousands and thousands of people lost their jobs. He was fortunate that he looked around and there was a position here in Arizona, and he took that position and we moved here. But I said to him, I will move on one condition is I'm not working because I worked 50, 60, 70 hours a week and I never saw my boys growing up. It was everyone else, nannies, babysitters, whatever we were doing at the time, right? And so I missed a lot, right? And I didn't want to have that happen here. They were going into their teenage years. I didn't know how Arizona was. So I wanted to be present. I wanted to be there with them. Didn't know what I was going to do. I said, give me some time to figure it out. And so I took about a year off. And then I started looking. I'm like, okay, what can I do? And I really started praying, okay, what can I do? I knew what I didn't want to do again, but where can I use that skill set to do something different, but on a part-time basis, right? And I didn't even think from home, but it happened that what I found was from home. Yeah, and my neighbor introduced me to this industry, and I fell in love with it. I fell in love with our company, just like you are with yours. And I just rolled up my sleeves during the worst economy, and here we are 10 years later. I'm going to say, because Alicia didn't say, Alicia's super successful. I'm super, I think we're both successful in our industries. I mean, we've been working it, right? We've been working hard. We've been making it happen. And so now you tell my viewers that are watching, tell them your story.
All right. Well, yeah, like Maria said, I got started back in about 2014, right after my son was born, actually. I had dabbled in a company prior to that, but I really kind of dove in after my son was born. And I was realizing he was premature and I did not in any way want to be sending him out into the world, right? Like with other people, I wanted to be able to stay home. So I started looking for something and I was um, came across it and started doing it. I wasn't able to bring it home right away. It took a few years, but when I did, it was, it's changed our lives. But during that time when we were both working, that side income, because right now people, need to understand that little bit of extra money might help. That's what it really was for us in the beginning, was just some extra cash, extra money for things, whether it be me shopping or, a car payment or something. But it turned into something we really needed when Daniel lost his job in I can't even remember what year it was, 2015 or 16, in corporate America. Like his contract was up and that was it, it was done. And that extra, $500 I was making at the time literally saved our butts from bankruptcy. To this day, I still believe like So over time, I was able to turn it into a full-time income. And I'm so grateful right now, especially to be able to be working from home at this time. And I just urge people to look at something like this because you can start to build it like now while you're home and do it part time. Like Maria said, it was always part time for me in the beginning. I worked full time and, just built on the side. So,
Yeah, so that's what, we both started when the economy wasn't good. And a lot of people will say, well, hey, this isn't a good time to start. I was just talking to someone, maybe I need to hold off 2, 3 months. And I'm like, no, this is the best time to start because this is when I started. And you would think that, but here's what happens right now is that people are more open and they're looking, right? They're looking for other options. And what other options are there, right? There's so many industries right now that are shut down. I mean, it's scary.
yeah.
And so the options are very limited. And so, we really, really felt from our hearts. I want everyone to understand that we just needed to explain to you about this industry because I think there's a lot of myths. I think a lot of people don't understand things and hear one person say one thing or someone didn't have success and they kind of, that's what they believe. So I wanted us to debunk some of those myths because I hadn't done this type of business and in this type of industry before. You hadn't either. And we've made it work, right? So I want to debunk some of those myths that are out there, so people will say, oh, multi-level marketing, right? Oh, it's a pyramid scheme. So why don't you talk about that?
Right? Because like I look at it like this right now, more and more people are buying things online. Like everybody's a salesperson, right? Like a pyramid scheme, like it all, I've never understood that. Like, because at the end of the day, there's always somebody on top who owns everything, right? So, but right now,
Churches are pyramids, right? There's someone that leads it, and then right, every
right.
business is a pyramid. People just don't get it, but somehow that's been associated with this industry. Oh, that you're the only one that's going to make money. And so I laugh and I said, okay, it's a pyramid. Go build your own pyramid,
Yeah.
right? I started at the bottom and I climbed my way to the top. You
And
started at the bottom of your company and you climbed your way to the top.
right. And I look at us as, we are sales representatives, brand ambassadors, whatever you speak. And we're just, you know, I have customers and we have business partners, right? That we bring on that can go out and do this as well. And that's how I see it. More and more people today are going to be buying things online. I was just saying to Maria, like, you're going to be buying your groceries online soon, your health supplements, your vitamins, your toilet paper, everything's going to be shipped to your door because that's going to cut out more people touching your stuff, right? Like, I think that's the way the world's going right now. And trust me, where do you go to look for things? You ask your friends referrals, you ask your friends what they're using. People aren't watching commercials anymore. You DVR it and you fast forward through them. So advertisements are like kind of becoming a thing of the past. I think it's more and more people are using it on a referral based network.
Yeah, whenever I buy anything or I'm looking or thinking of something, I will go ask my friends, hey, have you ever heard of this? Oh, yeah, have you ever gone here, going on vacation? Hey, where did you go? Hear someone say, oh, I went to this place and I loved it.
Yeah.
I mean, everything is done with referrals, and that's what this business is being passionate about what you have your hands on, right? You have to be passionate and referring it to people, telling people about it and see where it goes, right?
Yeah. And not being afraid of telling people about it. Like, I'm really proud of our industry and what we represent and what we're doing for people. I mean, this is something that's brought, me and my husband home from work, you and your husband home, from the corporate America job. We're able to do things on our terms, on our time. We have that freedom. It's,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, and so when we moved here, my husband, had a job. I started this fortunately, part-time, and then it grew, where I was successful, and then he lost his job again. Kind of same thing that happened to Daniel. It's funny, but this time, and that was 2 years ago that happened. But this time we weren't in a panic. We weren't stressing. I told him, take your time. Like, think out of the box. What are you going to do? Take your time. And so he's taken 2 years off, golfed a ton, And then recently, the right opportunity came to him where he can work from home, back into the insurance industry, back into what he did. But he's super excited, loves what he's doing, and just he's his own boss, right? Build here. And so I'm in one corner of the house. He's in the other corner of the house is my son's room that had a desk in there. And at some point we'll have to convert that over. But it's funny, like we'll meet in the middle in the kitchen. Oh, hi, let's have lunch. And then back to our offices. It's just, we really just want people to see the different options that, because you grow up learning I grew up, my parents was just, middle, average middle Americans. I don't even know what is middle class. There you go. I can't even think, what class am I? Middle class, right? They just worked. They're both factory workers. And I just saw them work tons and tons of hours. And I never even knew that this industry existed and that you could, make supplemental income, part-time income. And if you keep working it and working it, you can get it to grow and make full-time income or whatever you want. If someone had told me, like when your son was born, if somebody had showed me this industry and showed me an income disclosure and the potential that it wasn't just, doing these home parties and not, getting paid. If someone had showed me that and put me in front of someone that had had success and told me this is what I've done and it can be done, I would have given it a shot. I mean, I would have loved to be able to have income and, and be with my kids at home. I mean, I would have loved that. So I'm so passionate about talking to moms and women that want to be, or dads, right? We want to be stay-at-home parents. I have stay-at-home dads, stay-at-home moms, right? That want to do that. I'm so passionate because they don't know. Like I know if I didn't know, someone else out there doesn't know about this, and they need to know of the options.
For sure. Mine was a 5-year goal to be able to come home by the time he was in kindergarten, and I was able to do it. So
Aw, that is so awesome. So awesome.
Anyone can do this. That's what I love about this, right? Because many people are like, I'm not a salesperson. I can't do this. I don't want to talk to people, things like that. I know when I started, I had less than 200 friends on Facebook. I had no profile pic. I would just had my friends from high school and a few acquaintances and some family. Wasn't really active, but I love what this industry does. It's a personal growth and things that you learn, like you learn as you grow. And it took time, but over time I built my network. I got more comfortable. I started being more active. I started meeting new people and growing my network. Like anyone can do this if they just give themselves the opportunity, invest in themselves right now, especially thinking where their future is right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I said the same thing, so when I joined, I joined and then 2 seconds later, fear came in and I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. So I said to my husband, like, I'm not a salesperson. I've been a human resource manager all my life. And he said, okay, Maria, when you interview people and you find that right candidate, what's the next thing you do? And I knew automatically when I find the candidate I want, I would start telling them about the company, how great it was. I would talk about the benefits, how great it was. If they had a family that they were moving, I would talk about the school system around the area, the different places to work. I would sell them on everything to want to move and take the job. So he goes, you're a salesperson, Maria. Everybody sells something, right? It's funny because sometimes when I'm doing training, someone says I'm not a salesperson. I'm like, well, have you ever dated? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, well, then you were kind of selling yourself, right? You're putting your best foot forward, right? And like we said at the beginning, we're always sharing stuff. Like we sell indirectly all the time by recommending stuff, right? All the time we do it. So yeah, that one's off. So not a pyramid scheme. Those are illegal. I'm not a salesperson. Don't worry. You don't have to be. Just fall in love with what you have your hands on and share it with people.
Right. And that's like what we want to let people know. Like we're in two different companies and we both love our products. I love yours. You love mine too. There are so many things out there that you can find that you can be passionate about. in this time, like find something that you could really relate to, something that you could see yourself sharing with friends and family to start.
Right, like we both said, we're not makeup people, so we wouldn't make it in that. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just not me, right? I have
Right.
friends that are really successful in that industry. So, I had dinner with someone that's in the insurance. There is one network marketing insurance company out there. It's been around for oh my God, so many years, almost as long as Avon's been around, right? And he started when he was 19 in college as part-time. He's been with that company for 40 years. I'm like, holy moly, right? So of course, 40 years, super, super, successful, just a humble, beautiful family. And just, hearing the stories, it's what everybody goes through, like all the things that we go through. But it was just incredible to see the different industries that are out there. So find something you're passionate about and go talk to people, go find someone that's in that industry, right? And that's why we chose to do this together, because I think this is a time I get emotional just thinking about this. Oh God, I'm such a crybaby. And I always make myself cry. This is a time for unity, right? And, I think network marketers, we need to unite, right? There's there's enough people for all of us out there. So I'm so happy that, you think like me. When I asked you to join me on this interview, you jumped on it right away, because it's not about our individual products. It's about showing people, is giving you hope that there is an industry out there that can help you, right? And that
The world needs us right now. The world needs hope and positivity and everything that our industry brings to the table. I think it's been just life changing. The growth that
yeah.
you come, the personal development, all the things that you get, which everyone could use right now.
Absolutely. That's my favorite part of it, is the personal growth. I mean, being in HR, I always listen to motivational stuff. I give it to my staff. So I've always loved listening to that stuff. And then I didn't realize in this industry, it's like, whoa, that's what it's all about, because it's 95% mindset. It's
Yep.
all about believing in yourself. Once you find what you like, what you want to talk about, then it's that mindset and pushing through, because we all face fears in this,
Right.
and doing it.
So
Yeah. So
we
let's talk
encourage you guys.
about,
What's that?
no, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, we just encourage everyone out there to believe in themselves right now and believe that there's a brighter future for you. And
Yeah,
network marketing can do that for you.
absolutely. So what are some of the benefits that I think people don't even, think of when they're thinking of looking for something different to do? So what are some of the benefits of network marketing?
Oh my gosh. Well, first, we get to work from home. But I love that there's low cost to it, no inventory needed. I know a lot of companies drop ship for you right from their warehouse, and
Flexibility. So
flexibility.
we can work when we want to work, whatever
Mhm.
time. If you're a night owl, go find people on the other side of the country that they're waking up when people are going to bed, right?
Right.
So I mean, you can want to work in the middle of the night. You're up till 3 a.m. Well, there's people in Australia that are up and would love to talk to you, and right. So um, and I always go back to passion. Like you've got to find the company that you're passionate with, interview whoever is sponsoring you, right? So you have someone that's going to help you, teach you, be able to coach you, and listen to them, right? Follow. Everybody wants to reinvent the wheel, like, oh, I've got this idea. I'm like, go ahead. This is what I've done and it's worked. I always say, if I was going to learn how to golf from Tiger Woods, I wouldn't tell him that, how to do it, right? I would listen to what he said, and maybe with practice, I would get better at it.
That's right. And most network marketing companies have systems in place for you to jump right in. That's what I love. Like you can come in and start earning money right away and just, learn. You're always going to, mess up at some points, right? You got to fail forward. So
Yeah. Well, this was awesome. I'm so glad that we did this, and that we can reach out to people and, have them just take a look and help someone. I mean, I'm happy if one person sees this and gets it, and, this changes their lives. That's what I'm all about. I just want to see people. I mean, it's heartbreaking to see, friends that I'm talking to and people that I know that are suffering right now. So
For sure.
it's let's be a little bit of a light and hope out in the world. So,
Right. There is something else out there for you. There is another option. So, all right. Well, thank you. And we will talk to you guys soon.
all right. Thank you, sweetie. Bye.
Bye.